Hi everyone, thanks for being here. I'm Lou. Welcome to your July monthly forecast. Okay, so this month we begin the Venus retrogrades. This is a really exciting and powerful time this month. So that starts in Leo on July the 23rd, but she'll be in the pre-retrograde shadow for the whole of July. So we'll be feeling these themes coming out in our lives, and we'll be able to apply ourselves to these themes for the whole month, and then into August and September, and all the way into about mid-October even. The overarching themes of Venus in Leo, it's all about love, and it's all about the hearts, the heart space. And so there'll be a lot of heartfelt emotions. There'll be a lot of boldness in love and in relating and in communicating love. I expect there'll be a lot of expression. There'll be a lot of outpour of love, like of the heart's desires. So this doesn't have to be romantic, although for a lot of people it will be. This will be about creativity as well, and about how you express yourself creatively. And so I have actually made a separate video that is just for the Venus retrograde. So if you want to work deliberately with this energy, or if you want to see how this is going to manifest in your life, and what you can do to shape this energy and shift how it manifests in your life, all that information is in that video. It's an extended video. It's very in depth, and I do a tarot card reading for each zodiac sign in that video. So highly recommend that you watch it. It's got a lot of information in it. So I'll be releasing that closer to the Venus retrograde around July the 23rd. Make sure you subscribe to my channel so you get notified when that video is released. And yeah, let's get into the forecast.
I wish to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that I'm working from today, the Kumbankia people, and recognize their continued connection to their land and their culture. I pay my respects to the elders past, present, and emerging, and I acknowledge that this is and always will be Aboriginal land.
Hi there Libra, welcome to Cancer season. So we open up the month with the sun traveling through Cancer, which represents your 10th house. So this is a really good month to focus your attention on your career, your major life goals, your pursuits, your empire, the empire that you're building around yourself, the legacy that you're going to leave in this lifetime. So it doesn't have to be work, it can be family, so long-term family situation, it can be marriages, it can be any major life goals that you have for yourself, that bring a sense of success, a sense of achievement and accomplishment. So this is a good month for achievements and to focus on how you're going in terms of feeling achievement and feeling a sense of purpose in your life as well, and meaning in your life and in the work that you do. It's a good month to look at all of those things. Now on July the 3rd, we have a full moon in Capricorn, which represents your 4th house. And the 4th house is actually the home, the natural home of the moon. So this is a powerful full moon, okay? This is a powerful moon to release any blocks, release any emotional baggage, especially that is holding you back from these achievements that I've been talking about in your professional life. So if there's any emotional blocks there, this is the moon to do that work, particularly because this moon is receiving a trine from Jupiter in your 8th house. Now Jupiter has been in your 8th house since May and will stay there until May next year. It's creating a lot of transformation. It's creating a lot of changes in your life for the purpose of creating more empowerment, for aligning you with your personal power, which will be a big thing for you for the next 18 months, 12 to 18 months, Libra. And yeah, so this moon will sort of activate that. So there could be a solution that comes up for you. It could be like even just a shift in your psychology, a shift in your mindset that could create a solution towards this work that you're doing on that 10th house, 4th house axis. Now on July 10th, Mars will move into Virgo, activating your 12th house, and will stay there until August 27th. So we have about 6 weeks to work with this Mars in Virgo cycle and the energy that this is bringing to us. Now this is not a very comfortable position to have Mars in, because this is a house that is very integrative. It's very slow, and Mars is wanting to create a lot of action and create a lot of fire. And so you may feel very restless, but you may also be driven to pull back from the world, feeling like a sense of detachment from the world, so that you can work on something, possibly, you know, working behind the scenes or working on something that is personal to you. The other thing is, this is an opportunity to reflect, to take stock of what's been going on in your life, and to release and surrender anything that isn't working for you, and then reset. So this is a really good reset transit. It's like a spiritual decluttering that happens with Mars in the 12th house, because Mars he wants to break through walls, right? He wants to push through barriers, anything that's blocking you. And in this case, it's things that are blocking you within the subconscious and within the spiritual realm. So anything that's blocking you from your connection with the divine, or with your connection with your subconscious, will be a focus that Mars will focus on. So it's wanting to push you through these barriers. Now, these could be barriers that you're not even aware of, with the subconscious being activated there. So you can do this work. You can, and particularly if you have a lot of repressed or subconscious anger, that can come out during this transit for healing, for integration, and for healing. So it can be a really healing transit if you work with it and you apply yourself to it, releasing that anger and releasing that frustration, and working through any trauma there as well. You know, Mars wants you to create a plan. He wants you to take a course of action. And so this could be this time when your course of action is around releasing and surrendering and letting go. With Mars in the 12th house, we will have a Mercury retrograde in the 12th house next month. So we'll talk about that a bit more next month, but that can be adding to this storyline. It will add the mental component, so you can use this restlessness energy and the anger that comes up, that maybe comes up for you. And then when Mercury is retrograde, you can apply that mental component to it, and really like bring stuff out and heal, Libra. Now, the major thing that's happening, one of the major things that is happening, is on July the 13th, the North Node will be shifting into Aries. And this begins a brand new 18-month cycle. So the North Node has just done 18 months in Taurus, which represents your 8th house. Okay, and now it is moving into Aries, and it will start a new cycle for 18 months in Aries in your 7th house. What this means for you, Libra, is that there will be a lot of focus on your partnerships. Okay, so it can bring in a lot of transcendence, a lot of ascension to do with your partners, your one-on-one connections. So this most often will be your business partner, your intimate partners, past, present, or future. But it can also be business partners and clients and people that you work with on that one-on-one connection. So if you're in a relationship, this will be a time when there will be an evolution of that relationship. It will evolve and grow dramatically, and this will be supported by the cosmos. But if you're single and you're looking for a relationship, anyone who comes in will be like fated. It will be like destiny coming in to do this work with this North Node there. Now, the interesting thing about the North Node for you, particularly Libra, is that this is activating your axis, right? It's activating the 1st house, 7th house axis, which is the one that you naturally rule, you and Aries together. And the North Node's in your opposite sign, which means that this is quite challenging for you. It could be a very challenging transit for you, because, you know, as you were born into this body, into this physical reality as a Libra, you've come in with these sets of skills, these sets of tendencies. You have these tendencies in the way you relate, and the whole purpose to being a Libra in this lifetime is to move yourself slowly towards more Aries energy, to incorporate more Aries into the way you are and into the person you are, not to become an Aries, but to meet halfway and find that middle ground between the Libra storyline and the Aries storyline. Okay, so this is going to be a big part of your evolution, a big part of your journey towards doing that, because you have to step outside of your comfort zone to move towards Aries, which is what the North Node will be encouraging you to do with the South Node in Libra. So the South Node will be in your 1st house. Being a Libra, being what it means to be a Libra, will be very easy for you, and it'll be easy to fall back on that. but there's a requirement to step out of that and become more like Aries. So become braver and more, not selfish, but more like demanding of your own needs being met. That's what Aries, the crux of Aries really is they bravely and courageously demand that their needs be met, and sometimes they barrel over the top of other people to meet their own needs. They don't necessarily think about others as much as, and the Libra is the opposite, right? So Libra is always thinking about everybody. It's always, thinking about how to create harmony between all the elements that are involved. So that will be easy. But the North Node will be encouraging you to be more like Aries during this time, and particularly within your relationships. So you'll see this play out in your relationships with your partners, past, present, or future. And then on July 18th, we have the new moon, in Cancer in your 10th house. This is a really good time to set intentions for yourself, to create a new direction for yourself, for your career or your public life, those goals that I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So wherever your focus is on there, it's a good time to cement that in and to apply some, your magic to those goals, so that they start to seed it into reality. And then on July the 23rd, we begin Leo season, and your ruling planet Venus moves retrograde. And so, of course, this is a big transit for you because it's your ruler. And so it's always a big deal for Libra when Venus is retrograde. And that is happening in your 11th house. Now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about that in this video because I've done a whole separate video that is specifically for the Venus retrograde. And I've done an individual tarot card reading for each zodiac sign, and it goes into so much depth. There's so much information in there, and it really tells you how you can utilize this energy, how you can apply yourself to this energy, how you can create healing, or how you can use it for manifestation, or in whatever way you want to utilize it. So definitely check out that video. I will release it closer to the date, closer to July 23rd. So subscribe to my channel so you get notified when that's released. But yeah, with the 11th house being activated, you'll be applying this to your friendships, to your community. You can apply it to your major life goals and where you sit in relation to your major life goals. And then so on July the 29th, Mercury moves into Virgo and joining Mars in Virgo in your 12th house. And now that will be moving into that retrograde period next month. So we'll talk way more about that next month. And next month in August, we're really gearing up for a very deep introspective month. It will be quite heavy for a lot of people, I think, because there's so many of the personal planets are active, right? So it will be a very personal month. We'll be doing a lot of work on ourselves. So so that's your July forecast. And I really look forward to seeing you again in August. Have a great month. Take care.